Welcome to Walnut Lodge Volant location. This is Therapeutic Movement, week 7. So I hope you guys are all doing pretty good out there. Looks like the end, at least for our little breather, is going to be coming here pretty soon. Still not really sure when we're going to be able to go back live, but we're still here. So tonight I'm going to do my side release class. I have kind of shied away from it a little bit because I know that a lot of people don't have stuff. But I tried it the other day with a rolled yoga mat. So I have one of the purple yoga mats rolled. I have a rubber band around it so it won't come open. And this works really well for the waist and the armpit area. Not that good for the hip, but I would say, this is absolutely a possibility. Then I happen to have one of these foam rolls. The foam roll works really good at the hip, excuse me, and the armpit. It does not work really good at the waist. It's too big. Now, when you look at the circumference of the yoga mat and the foam roller, they're about the same, but this squishes. So if you have one of these, then maybe, and you don't have a rolled yoga mat, then you can use a towel. And if you get a regular size bath towel and just fold it down and roll it, it actually will have a circumference a little bit bigger than this. And that will be good. Now, I'm going to use a block. And this is what we use, in the studio. This is what I think is the best. Although, this really has... people have a hard time with this at the waist level. All right, so pick your poison, and don't be afraid to switch when we go through the different areas. So for those of you that don't know what we're doing, we're going to lay on top of this block. All right, and the first place we're going to put it is right at our hip. Actually at the trochanter. So we'll be laying sideways. I'll show you that in a second. The second place is right above your hip here, and then the third place is underneath your armpit, basically. But the thing about this is that this edge of the block is right in the middle of your rib cage. So if you use one of these guys, you want to kind of do the same thing. If you're going to use a yoga mat, then it's not that important, because as you roll forward, it'll squish, so it feels pretty good. Like I said, the only place I felt like the rolled yoga mat didn't work that well was at the hip. All right, so I'm just going to put these away for a second.
There's some people saying hello, Adam.
Oh, who's saying hello?
Millie,
and
Joan, Tina, Lisa, and Corey.
Lisa, Joan, Millie, Tina, and Corey. Hi, guys. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. It's always nice when you guys do that, because believe me, looking at myself in this monitor teaching this class is not that much fun. Okay. All right. So let's get our straps. We're going to tie our knees together and start with a rocking breath to get the spine warmed up. So about a fist between the knees. And then we're just going to lay back on our mats. Feels good. Throw your arms out to the side. And then just take a couple minutes here to take stock. So how are you feeling? I'm slightly leaning to the left in my pelvis. I can feel that because the pressure is more on that left side. Our right shoulder seems higher. So I have a twist going on. And I even feel that the pressure in my left leg is more than the right. So everything seems to be listing to the left. So just take a second and try to see what that is like for you. And then take your mind to your knees. Just take a big inhale there. And on the exhale, feel the knee joint release. And feel the weight of the shin drop down into the ankle. And then feel that weight spread the foot a bit. And then go back up to the knee. Another big inhale. And on the exhale, try to feel the weight of the thighs drop into the hip sockets. And as it drops into the hip sockets, feel it press into the pelvis. Another big inhale. And then on the exhale, feel your spine release from where it attaches to the sacrum all the way to the back of your skull. Curve is just flattening out a bit. Another big inhale. And then on the exhale, release your jaw and actually release your skull from your neck. Just feel the head gets heavy. And then you can kind of feel the back of your neck let go. And you'll know if that happens because your jaw will automatically drop down into your throat a bit. And then one more inhale into your chest. And then on the exhale, see the collarbones slide off your chest to the side. See that shoulder joint open. Feel your arms kind of fall out of that socket. Images are powerful. See them clearly. Now shift your attention to your breath. And just feel a nice, easy belly breath. Inhaling, belly lifts up. Exhaling, belly drops down towards the spine. That's all. Inhale, exhale. Try to slow your breath down. Try to make that inhale and the exhale last about the same amount of time. Feel the rise of the inhale and the release of the exhale. Just stay with that for about a minute here. Inhaling, exhaling. Now make that inhale bigger. Feel your lower abdominal wall push towards your thighs when you inhale. And then exhale, feel the belly drop. And then just notice if that push of the belly with the breath towards your thighs, does it move your pelvis? Can you feel that sacrum start to rock forward towards the legs and then drop back on that exhale? Don't do anything about it. Just watch it. Feel it. Now on your next exhale, belly toward your thighs on the inhale, exhale, release it, and then press that lower stomach into the ground and feel it push the rest of the air out. Release it. Inhale, belly towards your thighs, exhale, first release it, and then push the rest of the air out. Feel the release of the exhale. Pull the air in automatically. And then continue. Belly towards your thighs. Exhale. Feel the drop. And then push the rest of the air out. Release. First part of the inhale is automatic, passive. Second part, active, as you press your belly towards your thighs, taking in as much air as you can. Drop that. Passive. Press the air out. Active. Keep going. Own timing. Just feel the torso fill with air and feel the exhale push the air out. Nothing is happening but the breath. The body is just going along with the inhale and the exhale. Pay attention to where the exhale becomes the inhale and the inhale becomes the exhale. Feel these, see these as the end points. And feel the body rock between them. Feel the sloshing of the organs back and forth like a 1960s wave machine. See the blue water, see the clear water. Back and forth. One more inhale and exhale. Walk your feet as close to your sit bones as you can, and then inhale, drop your knees to the right. Let that left shoulder come up if it's going to come up. Right thigh is down flat. Your left thigh is being held by the strap. Inhale, push your belly towards your thighs. Feel yourself push up onto that right hip a bit. And then take that inhale into your armpit. And exhale, release shoulder, ribs, waist. Inhale, belly pushes towards your thighs. Let yourself roll up a bit. Exhale, release, shoulder, ribs, waist. Inhale. Push your belly towards your thighs. Feel it tug on that arm. Exhale. See if you can feel that upper arm roll in. Inhale, push. Exhale. Going into the circles. Inhale, push. Let that arm roll in. Let that shoulder joint sink. Draw the circle with your fingers. Reach forward. Pull the shoulder blade up and over to let the arm come up and drop. Push it out. If you're working the breath, inhale, arm rolls. Exhale, you push. Inhale, you pull your shoulder. Exhale, you drop. Inhale, dragging your arm. Exhale, pushing the arm. Inhale, pulling the shoulder blade. Exhale. Inhale, roll the shoulder deep. Exhale, relax your neck. Inhale, pull the shoulder blade over the torso. Exhale, let it flop. Inhale, roll. Exhale, push. Inhale, pull. Exhale, one more. Inhale, roll it. Exhale, let it reach. Inhale, pull it back. Exhale, chest to the ceiling. Slow with your stomach. Pull the pelvis back to center. Just a couple of breaths here. Just enough to let you register the drop of that left side. And then walk the feet in. Drop the legs to the left. Thigh down. Arm back. And we go. Inhale. Push your pelvis. Let that breath lift into your armpit. Exhale. Let that whole thing drop. Inhale. Leading with the belly. Use the breath. Take it up into the rib cage. Exhale. Let it go. Pay attention to that arm. Inhale. Feel the roll up onto that left hip. Upper arm is starting to roll in already. Exhale. Let it go. To the arm circle. Inhale. Push the breath. Belly towards the thigh. Let that arm roll over your face. And then reach it forward. And then pull the shoulder blade back. Drag that arm. And then drop it. So with the breath, we go. Inhale. Pelvis. Exhale. Reach it. Inhale. Pull it. Exhale. Let it drop. Inhale. Push the pelvis. Let that arm roll in. Exhale. Let it go. Inhale. Pull the arm. Exhale. Drop it. Inhale. Push. Arm rolls. Exhale. Let it go. Inhale. Pull the shoulder blade. Exhale. Let it drop. Inhale. Push the pelvis. Let the arm roll. Dragging it. Exhale. Let it flop over and reach it. Inhale. Pull the blade. Exhale. Let it drop. Last one. Inhale. Feel that joint go deep, 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 deep. Exhale. Inhale. Pull. Exhale. Stay there. Let it flop. Chest is to the ceiling in a twist. And then slowly pull to center. Take stock. Right side might be a little lower, or else you feel even. Now go back to what it felt like at the beginning. So even a quarter of the way through this series, I can feel that twist gone. Hopefully you're getting results too. All right, now we're gonna get our prop of choice. So I'm gonna get my block. All right, goes this way. Come on up. I'm gonna put that lower edge right at my trochanter. So your trochanter is this bump, right? Your legs are still tied together, all right? So the trochanter is on the opposite side. My pelvis is on the block, and then I'm right at the edge of the block. If James switches to the other camera, we can see that I'm just really at the edge of this. All right, then we're gonna lay down. Our left arm is forward. Our legs are straight. Right hand on the ground. All right. Now, use that arm to rock yourself back and forth. I'm just going to let my legs go. I think I would like to have my strap a little tighter, but I'm just going to leave it go to the next side. So how far forward, how far back? So maybe if James switches to that other camera again, we'll go maybe this far forward. But I'm pretty much using my hand to hold my weight up. And then I can go pretty far back. What we're doing though is you want to feel your pelvis roll on that block. When we did the whole spine a couple of weeks ago, remember I talked about this big piece of fascia. So on the side of your leg, that IT band is tendon, tons of fascia. Now this work right here is working the top of that line. We're not into the IT band, we're into the little tens of fascia lata, and then you're rolling through the glute. And you're just trying to see if you have any spots you'd like to stay at. If they're a little sore or they feel sticky, you might want to just hang there a little bit and just work it. Now, why you want to work with this right arm is because you want to stay as relaxed as possible. You almost want to feel like this arm belongs to somebody else, and they're just rocking you. And now that might sound like something that's a bit schizophrenic to separate your arm from the rest of you. But you really just want to try to relax as much as you can and only have one part active. So my arm is active, and the rest of me is just trying to relax as much as possible. Couple more, just rocking back and forth. Rocking is always very soothing. All right, now we're gonna stop the rock a minute. You're gonna bend your knees. You're gonna contact the ground with that left knee, so my bottom knee. All right, now you can see that my right leg is not behaving very well. It's pulling up to the side because this side on me is tight. That's why we have that strap. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep that left knee where it is. Take your right arm up. Now just go slow. We're going into a twist. Inhale. Exhale, keeping that knee down. Inhale, feel your ribs. Exhale, see if you can get a little bit more. We're going to do 5 of these. Inhale, push your ribs up. Exhale. If you can't go any further, just stay there. Inhale. Exhale. Keep relaxing on that bottom side. Inhale. Exhale. I can feel this pull through my hip. I'm sure that most of you can feel that also. One more. All right, now this part is fun. So we're going to pick that left knee up a bit. Now we're just going to teeter at the edge. Now if you're on a yoga mat, or if you are on the rolled bolster or a towel, you're just going to rock here. You don't feel that edge. So there are good things and bad things. But that round foam roller is really good here. So you can rock forward and back. I'm still using my hand, because if you're on a block, you're trying not to fall off. But that edge kind of hits you at that sacral line. So that's nice. None of this is precise. Everybody has a different tool that they're working with. Everybody's a different size. So we just need to work where we think that it's doing the most good. How do you know what that is? You know. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Now, I'm going to put my foot down to control the descent. I don't want to just flop off. I'm going to roll off. Now, if you have a long yoga mat or a foam roller, you have to pick your body up and move it. If you have just a block, you just get to release and remove. Now, just hang out there a couple of breaths. So you start to feel more space in the side body. And for me, it's as much work on the top hip as it is the bottom hip. But I feel my left side, that was the bottom hip, dropped down more. All right, roll to the other side. So I was on my left hip first, right side up. Now I'm going to my right hip. Doesn't matter. Nope, doesn't matter. I'll just try to say top hip and bottom hip instead of right and left. All right, so block goes right above the trochanter, way at the front of the pelvis, arm forward, legs are straight. Check out the differences between the sides. Now, usually at the studio I do this side first. All right, and then I don't even need the strap on this side. All right, so make sure the block is in a good place. You really feel the side of your hip. Whatever your top arm is, it's down, and you're using that. And now we go. Just easy rock back and forth. The side work is really interesting because I can, and I think you can too, you can really feel how different the sides are. And we are always looking to be balanced. So I have to really work hard to keep the sides of me balanced. Keep rocking. explore. Close your eyes and just feel it. Feel that hard surface. If you're on a towel or the foam roller, or rather the yoga mat, it's not that hard, but still it's elevated above the level of the floor. So you have the lift of the top side, and you'll still get some nice work through the lower side. Just back and forth. Keep it going. Couple more. All right, stop that rocking and rolling. Bend your knees. Right knee down. Left arm up. Twist. Open. Go easy. You can always bend this elbow and put the hand down if this is too much. Inhale into the ribs. Exhale. Inhale into the ribs. Exhale, twisting, keeping that right knee down. Inhales, lift the ribs. Exhales, let that top shoulder drop. Inhales, up. Couple more. Feel this top line. Now we're going to let that right knee come up a bit. And we're going to roll back and forth here. So again, I'm kind of at the edge, that edge of my block. It's digging into my glute, kind of at the level of my sacrum. If you're on a foam roll, you can go all the way to your sacrum and all the way back. So it gets a little bit of more of your back than the side of your hip. Just a couple more. And then plant your left foot. And then slowly control the roll, if you have a block, off of the block. Move the block. And then just let that hip roll down. Stay there. Feel your back. Take a couple of big inhales. Feel the sides of the hip and the waist. And then rolling back to your first side. Now this next position is kind of tricky. So if you have a yoga mat, it works really well. Here, this is the Actually, this place for the yoga mat might be better than the block if you're not used to it. But what the block does is it gives you something to, I don't want to say fight against, but it's not really very pleasant. As a matter of fact, it's pretty damn painful when you first get into the position. But then as you start breathing and releasing, it all goes away as you relax around it. I call this the cat move. All right, so you're at the front of it. Remember, way at the front. It's digging up against your hip. Bend your knees. And then we're going to lay down, shoulder down. And you're going to rock forward. Almost 45 degrees. And then what I want you to do is just take stock. Like that lower edge is digging in above my hip. Top edge is digging into my lower rib. Now, do 3 or 4 breaths. If it's too painful, you got to move it. But what'll happen for most of us is if you inhale and push your ribs away from the block and push up towards the ceiling, inhale, and then exhale, relax. A lot of that should go away. By the time you do 4 or 5 breaths, it should just feel like a weird position. So if there's people out there that have never done this, as you're laying here at first you might think that I'm insane. But here's what I want you to think about. Cats can lay over all kinds of weirdly shaped objects. They sleep in the weirdest places, draped over the weirdest things. You gotta wonder, how do they do that? If you can relax, the pain goes away. So it's like a biofeedback loop. Just keep breathing away from where you feel that pressure. And then when you exhale, relax around it like a cat. Now this lower edge of the block is going to be right above your hip crest. And it's going to dig from the front hip all the way through that space to your spine. That space is where the attachments of the quadratus are. That's why we're doing this. Alright, now roll up a little bit, reach your elbow to the ceiling. Make sure your knees are bent. You feel the outside edge of your lower knee. We're going to twist. Inhale. Push away from the block. Exhale. Maybe an inch. I only got an inch or 2. Inhale. Push away. Exhale. Inhale. Push away with the ribs up. Exhale. Inhale, push away. Exhale. Inhale, push away with the ribs. Exhale. One more. Inhale, push away with the ribs. Exhale. Just stay there a couple breaths. I made it all the way. It feels wonderful. Now, put your right foot down. And we're going to roll slowly, vertical. You can feel that edge dig in, go nice and slow. Just imagine a massage therapist's elbow. Let that block dig into there. Let go, let go, let go, let go, let go. Right shoulders to the ground. Ooze off. Ooze, ooze, ooze. Move the block. Lay there. Feel that whole side that was down. Just open. No resistance. And then roll to the other side. So, for any newbies out there, Lisa D'Amore, I think she's out there. Yeah. So James says yes. So hey Lisa, I'm going to use one of your comments. Lisa said that this particular movement was really difficult because you have to really trust that I'm not insane. That if you release into it, it's going to be good. Trust is a huge part of this. So give it a shot. Once you release, it's wonderful. You know, I worked this series from massage techniques. So for those of you that don't know, I spent 20 years as a myofascial therapist. And I have a couple really interesting, I guess you could call them movements, therapeutic applications of my elbow is better for this area. Unfortunately, I cannot do this to myself with my elbows, but I can do it with this. So again, we call our inner cats. You dig that lower edge into your hip, top edge is by your ribs, roll 45 degrees. Give it a chance. Inhale, breathe. Exhale, relax. If you're on a yoga mat, that yoga mat will just dig into your waist. It will feel good. If you have a big foam roller, I think it's a little bit too much. A towel works really good here. For me though, I can really focus on the uncomfortable point in my hip. That's where my quadratus is starting, right above that hip crest, and I can let it go. All right, time for the twist. Stretch that arm up, and remember, just don't think about the end. Think about going a half an inch. Inhale, ribs push up. Exhale, relax. Inhale, elbow and ribs push up, another inch. Exhale, relax. Inhale, push up. You have to go up to find the space. Exhale. Inhale, push up. 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 Exhale. Stay there. Breathe. Plant that left foot. Slow roll. Feel the edge dig all the way to the spine, right above that hip, crest in the back. Ooze yourself off. Move that block. Breathe. This time, feel the floating ribs. Push open to the sides. I always feel like a fish here. I can feel the sides open so much that I can imagine that I have gills. And we still have one more to go. But here, you get such a beautiful sense of back breathing because you can feel the pelvis and the waist. Pelvis is going posterior, waist is opening as you inhale. And roll yourself back to your first side. We'll finish this off. All right, so the last position is on this point here. This top point is going into my armpit. All right, so I'm going to go into the armpit with the top edge of the block, and then the edge of the block is right kind of in the middle of my ribs. Now you can rest your head on your arm, or you can use your yoga mat or a pillow or something if you don't like that, or you can let it hang. I just like to let mine hang, but this is a lot of support right here, so this is usually enough for people. Your knees are bent. Top hand is your guide. And we're just going to rock forward and back. First, just easy. Forward. Feel that top edge dig. And back. You know, you're rolling over your lat and your mainly your lat. You can get your little bit of your trap here, some of your serratus. Not as much discomfort as the waist. For me, more than the first position. Just back and forth. Couple. All right, now we are going to do a repetition of that arm movement, but it's going to be in the reverse direction. So take that top arm, slide it forward, and then drag it towards your face. Let it roll you over. Now when it rolls you over, My bottom shoulder blade is on the block. My hand doesn't get to the ground. And then pull with your armpit. Actually, it's the same direction. And then let it fall. Let your head go. Reach. Really try to push this out because you will feel your top lat muscle. Now, you can feel the connection of this arm all the way to your waist. Actually, to your hip crest where we were just previously. So take that arm, push it out, and feel it coming from your hip. Goes all the way down there. And just let yourself rock back and forth over that lower, whatever you're laying on, shoulder blade. Push. Still using your blade in your armpit to pull this top arm over the body. So push it out, feel the space. Use the arm to roll the body. Pull your shoulder blade down and then squeeze the blade over. Let the blade push forward. And then let the arm pull you. Keep your neck relaxed. We'll do one more. Stop when your chest is facing the ceiling. Stay there. Breathe big into your ribs. Your left knee is down. My right shoulder is hanging off of the block. If you have a foam roller, the shoulder isn't off the block unless you move the foam roller way to the side, towards the lower side. So for me, that would be the left. Keep breathing the ribs big up to the ceiling. Feeling this lower edge of the rib cage really expand. Now slowly we're going to roll our knees up. That right shoulder touches. Move the block. And then feel that left side, the shoulder blade, the ribs, that whole left side just dropped all the way up to your jaw. And then roll yourself to the other side. So get this top tip into your armpit. That edge is on the sides of the ribs, kind of dividing front and back. head is either on your arm or kind of dangling over. When your head hangs like this, you know, you'll feel the stretch of the side neck into the upper back. But you have to be able to deal with this. You know, sometimes I'll do this just because talking for me with that neck position is a little hard. But this feels really good. And then you just have to let your neck go. And then what that does too is that it shows you how much you really hold on to your neck for no good reason. Because really what we're doing here is we're letting our neck go side and then front. There's not any extension really in this first part. Alright, so we're just going to rock and roll again. And the first thing that I notice is that this armpit is way more tender than the other one. So I just might stay a little forward here and really breathe my ribs onto that edge just to let those go. Couple more. And then we start with that arm. So take the top arm, reach it forward, let yourself roll forward, and then take it over your head. Let the arm lead the twist to the back. Keep your knees bent. Now here, your neck will go into extension. If you don't like that, this is the time to put something under it. And reach it long. Back and forth over that shoulder blade. Now feel this arm reach away from your waist, from your hip. One more after this. So big inhale. Here's the last one. Stay with your chest facing the ceiling. Here my head is on the floor. My right shoulder blade's on the block. My left shoulder blade is not. Twist. Breathe through your ribs. Up to the ceiling. Couple more. Now, slowly take the knees up. roll that shoulder down. Move your foam roller if you have a foam roller. Move the block. Arms to the side. Breathe through your armpits, your ribs, your waist, your hips, like a fish. Breathe sideways. Feel the expansion and the release. No restrictions. You can let your legs slide long into the corpse or just keep them where they are. I'm just going to breathe here for another minute. And then slowly roll to your right side. And press yourself up to sitting. Woo! I hope you guys feel as good as I do. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for your support. Emotionally, financially, mentally, whatever. I appreciate it all. Namaste.